transfer from Salt Lake Community College.
Derrick came into this game batting .333, 27 at-bats with 9 hits. 3 of those hits doubles with 1 home run with 4 RBIs.
And that home run gave BYU a 4-3 win over Oklahoma, one of their rare, very early season wins. Whitney showing bunt, holds off, 2 balls and a strike to the left fielder.
Maybe the thing to do is just don't swing. That's what Pepperdine did last inning, and the umpire didn't call many strikes, so they just walk.
Ripped down the first base line. Derrick Whitney now pacing for a double. Mike Little gives him the sign to hold up at second, and a 1-out double for Derrick Whitney.
What happens to these pitchers, these good pitchers, McMillan and Mahoney, is if they don't get even or ahead in the count, then they come with their fastball. Look at this location. That's up. Right about belt high, right down the middle of the plate. And you can see Whitney turn on it and hits a shot just inside the diving Brad Anderson over there. And by the time the Kusar cuts it off and right, it's an easy double for Whitney.
Maverick Buffo. That ball hit well to left field, and a nice catch made by Whitney for out number 2 in the top of the 4th.
You know, that ball just kept carrying and carrying. Look at Whitney. At first, he got fooled on that ball. He kind of took a nonchalant little jog out to there, but by the time he catches up to it, he's about 380 feet away on the warning track. Running that ball down, that ball carried. We don't have hardly any wind here tonight. And that ball...
Pop fly to left field. Whitney has a good read on it and closes the glove on that ball. 3 outs. We head to the bottom of the 5th, but a run out. Hit on a line to left field. That'll be deep enough to tag a runner from 3rd, and it's a 7-2 advantage for Pepperdine. So Anderson is to 5 now for Pepperdine. 2 runs here in the top of the 6th. They now have a 7-2.
Whitney had no choice, but he tried to throw behind the runner at second. If he were to throw in and get the runner kind of napping a little bit, not getting back to the bag, then that would be the force out and the run wouldn't count. So smart thinking out there by Whitney. Played it well. Strong throw in the second. But Antoine, see if he can hit the curveball. Oh, yeah, he can.
Single between short and 3rd into left field. 1 run scores. Here comes another. And on the throw, Jarvis is going to throw the runner out at home. So while a base hit brings in the 8th run of the game for Pepperdine, how about the arm of Derrick Whitney in left field on a line to Jarrett Jarvis for out number 3. Yamaguchi thrown out, but the damage is done. 3 runs, 6th inning for Pepperdine gives them an 8-2 lead over BYU.
Sleep.
You know, there's not much of that. Derrick Whitney pays off his second chance. Goes off the glove of Jefferson, shortstop trying to make up some ground in shallow center field, and Whitney has a single.
And this is a line shot. Look at the ball. It takes a high hop. And no chance really for Jefferson on that. That's a base hit all the way.
You Dexter, and Dexter helps you when you need it most. DexterLaw.com. And on an RBI single from Jefferson of Pepperdine, look at Derrick Whitney with the arm strength to Jarrett Jarvis throwing out Yamaguchi at home. Derrick Whitney, the owner of our Dexter and Dexter play of the game. Not a ton to cheer about tonight.
Got 4 runs and got into the lead.
For BYU, one of the bright spots last night, Derrick Whitney continued his early season dominance at the plate. And Derrick, he was one of the few bright spots.
Yeah, well, he's the only player that had multiple hits on the Cougars. And he did well against UVU on Tuesday. And because of what he's done lately, he's moved up to the 2 spot. You see his arm right there, throwing out the runner, trying to score from second base with a shot from left field. Ball a little bit away from him so he can extend his arms.
Opposite field, hit on the line. Right at Derrick Whitney for out number 2. Fornacci retreats to first base, and 2 down in the top of the first.
And what we didn't see last night is none of the Cougar pitchers challenged Cassar inside. And BYU at home, they win 2 out of 3 games. So they're good at home, and if they can be good on the road, they can be, in the thick of it this year. So why not?
Fly ball to left field, handled by Derrick Whitney. And very quickly, 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
But 3-1 is a great pitch to hit.
Whitney swinging. Popped high into left field. And the ball drops. It's in. Whitney, one hopper. And he beats the throw out to first, so they have.
He's allowed just 3 walks this season. And there goes another one out to left field. Whitney underneath it, 2 away. And Kinzer's making quick work. This is a rebuilt BYU pitching staff, and Mike Littlewood and his staff coming into the season. 0-1 the count. Back to left field. Whitney, 2 down. Boy, a fast inning would be just what Brandon Kinzer cash in that 8th inning. Hoyer hits this one way up there into the sunshine. Whitney underneath it. 1 away.
There's a shot of Whitney.
Up next for BYU is a road trip to Gonzaga, March 19th.
Finally today, they're figuring out how to at least maybe keep him in the ballpark and get him off the bases.
He's 0 for 4. There's a swing into left. Whitney backtracking, makes the out. BYU with the heart of the oil coming up, and the Coug 9th straight ahead here on BYU TV. His bat's the reason Pepperdine's even here. There's another shot out to left. Whitney ready for it, 2 down.
And that was hit hard. Last time he hit the same direction, but a little bit more down the line and went off the 345-foot fence. Cougars dodge a bullet and get 2 really good hitters. Barnett and Cassar out here in the top of the 10th.
Space. Yinger now from the stretch for the first time tonight. Back-to-back base hits, and again up the middle. Whitney on first, Lund on second. No outs in the bottom of the 4th, and BYU has something brewing here.
There was first pitch swinging that time. The pitch was not a bad pitch by Yinger. We're outside, and you can just see that, Whitney was able to pull it just up the middle there. This is an outside low pitch. Reaches, stretches for it, just knocks it up the middle. So nice piece of hitting there. Now we might see a little small ball with Nielsen up first and second, nobody lefties.
Second strikeout for Corliss. Turner Gill swinging at the first pitch. High fly ball to left center field. Derrick Whitney will catch that, and 6 consecutive batters retired for Brady Corliss. He's 6 for 6, Gary.
Yeah.
Portland to close out the West Coast Conference season last year in the Northwest. High pop fly. Hayden Nielsen at shortstop going back will be called off by Whitney, and Whitney makes his second put out of the inning. Brady.
Well, when he hit this, I thought it was gone. That ball is just about belt high. Fastball, timed it pretty well. And heads out about 345 down the line, so it's about 370. It goes off the kind of the mid part of the fence out there. Good play by Whitney to bring it in and hold him to just 1 run.
Two and one with 2 outs. Pitch on the way, hit well to left center field. Ball hangs up a little bit, and the catch is made in left field by Derrick Whitney. Up 7-3, they'll try and add some more runs here in the bottom half. I believe it was. And you know who else was on that unicycle?
It was a kicker.
It was a kicker for BYU. Derrick Whitney singles into right field, and Eric Urey will score easily. The barrage continues in the bottom of the 6th. BYU with 4 runs now in the bottom half of this inning. They lead 12-5.
Was it Sorensen as the other one?
Justin Sorensen.
Yep. There's a base hit out to right. 2 hops to right fielder Mark Kruger. Throws it to home. It's cut off.
Parker Star now, yeah, Park to 5. We're back on BYU TV in a moment. Transfer from Salt Lake Community College hit a big home run to get BYU one of their few early season wins against Oklahoma 4-3. Whitney swinging, and that's going to be another base hit. Mike Littlewood will hold up. Bronson Larson at third, and the bases are loaded.
This is a little unseen thing here. Giratano, the shortstop. That's a good pitch. Very low. You can see Marolio reaching for it. But Giratano jumps for this ball. And when he does that, he freezes the runner at second. There's no way he can get the ball. It's 15 feet over his head. Field showed 101. They all looked at each other and they asked each other, what'd you get? What'd you get? What did you get?
Ball tailing away. Derrick Whitney makes the call in left field and retires Brandon Hendricks for the first out in the top of the 5th.
So they probably, checked each other's numbers and made the... That's a great school.
Whitney hit to the gap in right center. He may have a chance at 3. Whitney turning the base. And Derrick Whitney slides into third with a leadoff triple, the number 9 hitter. Adding to the aluminum abuse for BYU. Hit number 12 for the Cougars, already up 12-3. Boy, that ball was smoked to right center field.
And we're talking about first here. This is the first triple of the year for Derrick Whitney. It hit it right out in the gap. And then you can see when he turns on the speed, he's got outstanding speed. Picks up third base coaches. He's halfway between first and second. And you can see he's got the go sign. Runs perfectly to do what you're supposed to do. You round first, you get the second, and then you pick up your coach. Look for the sign. He was saying going all the way, and that's the first home run. I'm sorry, first triple on the season for Whitney, and the first of
3 to get BYU off to the right start in this series. Connor Hoffman, fly ball deep to left field. Whitney fading back towards the warning track and catches that tailing fly ball for Connor Hoffman back to the top of the order, and for the second time tonight, Connor Hoffman has hit a fly ball to left field. Derrick Whitney closes his glove on it. 1-2-3 inning for Kinzer. BYU back to work offensively. Try and chip away at this 3-run San Francisco lead. He's a guy with a lot of pop. Full count pitch one more time from Kinzer, and that is tailing down the left field line. Might be fair. Derrick Whitney makes a nice catch. Runner will tag. Nice play by Whitney to get the ball in a hurry, but Atkinson does his job and advances the runner to third base with 1 out.
That was a nice play by Whitney. At first, it looked like it was slicing away, and then it'd be down there. But look, it catches it in fair territory, plants his feet, makes a strong throw over to third, but just a little bit late. And now,
cool but pleasant. Anthony Villa to lead off things for the Gales. High pop fly into right field. Derrick Whitney makes the catch. Out number 1.
as you look out in the outfield, the flag is just dead still right now. And when that storm came through,
Nate Nolan walked in his first at-bat. That was a run batted in, and that ball is hit well to right field. Derrick Whitney retreating deep enough to drive in a run.
Doesn't bode well for him going 8 or 9 innings today.
Hit on the line to right field, but Derrick Whitney makes the catch stretching in right field.
Mike, you know, we've noticed there, how is the playing condition?
Floating around in there, we learned this morning, and Derrick Whitney is now the man responsible in right field to fill the huge shoes that Eric Urey leaves.
Yeah, Urey, not only defensively, and you're facing the meat of the order, that's been great tonight.
Hit to the gap in right center field, and that is caught by Derrick Whitney! What a catch!
say it ain't so. I'll tell you what, when that ball was hit, that's a guaranteed gapper there. No way Lund's going to get to it. And then when I saw Whitney make an effort, I said, well, at least he's going to give it a shot, try to hold it inside, scoop the run from Storm. But watch how he totally extends his body here. That's a low outside pitch, tough pitch to hit. But look at this layout by Whitney. Just totally dives out there, leaves his feet, makes an incredible catch, and the runner at first base, Gonsolin, was running all the way, so he was past second base by the time Whitney got that ball, so he had to retrace back to second and then get back to first so he doesn't get doubled up. What a play by Derrick Whitney.
Here is Mahoney's reaction. Yeah, he knew that was a great play. Tips his calf to the right fielder, Derrick Whitney. And here's the thing, we just talked about Whitney replacing a very good fielder, Eric
Ball. At that time, you could see that Whitney had to reach across his body to get to that ball and totally extended. That's one of the best catches we've seen here, certainly this year, but in a long time at Larry Miller Field. This total extension, I'm telling you, that is just, you know, that's something you need to put on a picture and maybe send it to ESPN.
Please send that to the Sports Center Top 10.
Wow.
That catch needs to be seen. Derrick Whitney. Goodness. Open to a 7-run advantage. Another well-hit ball. Derrick Whitney retreating back towards the warning track. He'll make the catch this time for out number 2, but a sacrifice Marys. Nate Nolan, in a very strange way, Gary Scheide, all 3 outs recorded by the BYU outfielder Derrick Whitney. One in spectacular fashion. The other 2 were hard-hit balls by St. Mary's. And here's a look defensively at those 3 outs. I mean, look at that catch. Outstanding.
Hands out. Put it to the side saying, I don't see it.
And there is a ball hit on the line to Whitney. He makes the catch. That off the bat of Gonsolin. The first time that Anthony has made good contact with the ball tonight. Home field. Whitney, well-hit ball to the gap. That'll bring in Parker Starr. Derrick on his way to second, and he will be held up there with a stand-up double, 10-3. It's a start.
Well, there you go, fight back, and that's what you need to do. Parker Starr gets the base hit, and Whitney, you hit another kind of a line drive out the center before, so this one was a gapper. And you can see by the time that center fielder Strong gets to this, ball's up in his zone a little bit. Whitney takes a nice swing there. By the time he gets to it, it's off the 388-foot sign, just catching it at the warning back there, and easily strolls into second. And
watching you announce the BYU baseball game on BYU TV from KC, and that is hit well to right field. Whitney fading back, and Derrick makes another good catch. He's been busy out there. Hopefully Miles J. Nilsson in Kansas City enjoyed that catch and the earlier one from Whitney. Use the hashtag BYU TV Sports to tell us where you're watching and what you're thinking. 14-4. And now we bring you our Dexter and Dexter play of the game. Dexter Law is as passionate about shouldering people's burdens as it is about BYU. Dexter and Dexter helps you when you need it most. DexterLaw.com. One more look at Derrick Whitney's full extension diving catch. Earns a tip of the cap from starting pitcher Colton Mahoney. Derrick Whitney earns our Dexter and Dexter play of the game. Now for BYU, Derrick Whitney produced maybe the defensive highlight of the year last night. Full extension catch, but it wasn't enough to ignite BYU in a come-from-behind effort.
Yeah, well, that's one of the best catches I've ever seen here at Larry Miller Field. Last night, Whitney was 1 for 3 and had a double and a run batted in. But when he went airborne to make that diving catch, I thought, wow, that could be a spark. And just didn't work that way. But you can see, hit the ball well, hit it solidly. Even his outs were hit hard. Happy as can be, and you're covering all the good stuff about him, and really happy about the game. And then all of a sudden, BYU turned the tables and took the next 2 games. So we've seen it before, and at this park, Larry Miller Field, Cougars are tough to beat. I expect them to come back and have a good chance at still winning the series.
Derrick Whitney sees one pitch and promptly lines it off the inside of his bat. As Burns tried to jam him for a 1-out single.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of hitting that time by Whitney. You saw one hand even come off the bat as he came through the zone there, as he got jammed and got the elbows in and still got the fat part of the bat on the ball.
Whitney goes, attempting his first stolen base of the season, and he's in there safe.
Well, it's a good throw that time by McLaughlin. Got rid of it in a hurry, but one thing about Whitney, he does have very good speed, and he got a great jump that time. A really good jump. And this is a bang-bang play. Really quick throw, right on the money, and it does appear that his hand got in there before the tag was made. The ball was just up the third base side before the tag could be made that time by Biscotti.
We have our work cut out for us. We need to keep working at this thing.
Kinzer delivering. That ball hit well to the gap, and look at Derrick Whitney make another spectacular catch.
Saying ain't so. I'll tell you what, I've never seen so many tipped hats to a right fielder.
Tell you what, that's two of the best catches I've ever seen. It's pretty unbelievable for a guy switching. The last time he played right was in the fall. We had him there quite a bit in the fall, and so to go from left field to right field with different angles, that's pretty impressive.
Well, and you know, we noticed he had 8 putouts in a game. How many times do you see a right fielder get 8 putouts?
A catch by Derrick Whitney. It looked like a replay almost of last night. We're with Mike Littlewood in the BYU dugout. It's a 4-1 BYU lead. Davis Strong, the batter, and Kinzer up 0-2 on Davis right here. Mike, what was the message to your team last night? Here, field crew did a great job getting things ready as Derrick Whitney lays down a beautiful bunt. Why not? You make another amazing catch, and now he's 2 for 3. The kid continues to shine. Junior college transfer from Salt Lake Community, and he's stealing the show here in this series.
Well, and I love that because you mentioned the tarp was covering the field, so the field's a little bit wet. This is last night's catch. And then you're going to have to make the judge which was the better catch. Here's tonight's catch. Which one was better? I don't know. It looks like instant replay, and Brendan Lund is backing him up there. Those are 2 of the best catches we've ever seen at this park, and they're both made by the same guy, Derrick Whitney.
Fouled sharply down into right field, foul territory off the bat of Hayden Nielsen. Whitney at first.
And we saw Derrick's brother, Brock, played here. Had a number. He played first base most of the time. Had a number of great plays. He's the kind of guy as a first baseman that could run down the right field line better than anybody's ever seen and catch foul balls. So the Whitney family, they're outstanding athletes. And one thing that's really kind of cool is they both belong to the unicycle club in high school, at Bingham High School. So multi-talented.
Well, he just stole another base, and coming into this game, he had 0 stolen bases on the season. He now has 2.
Well, this is the Derrick Whitney show. This is we talked about him in the stand-up. Showed that great catch. He's trying to get into that stand-up position again, Spencer. He's making a highlight reel for himself here.
Seriously, 1 ball and 1 strike. Whitney is going again. He has 3 stolen bases. Got up and headed towards third, but quickly changed his mind, and now he's back to second.
Stolen bases. He was over 2.
Now he's 3 for 5.
Now he's 3 for 5. So, again, he adds that highlight. He says, I'm going to have to, get my highlight film going here for the base hits, and he makes 2 layout diving catches.
Whitney is going to take third base very easily. That's the 5th wild pitch.
Hornsby was 4 for 4.
Hornsby with a fly ball to right center field. Derrick Whitney calls off Brendan Lund, steps in front of him to make the catch for out number 2. Villa back to first.
Many, many years ago, and now Cosmo is such a just a mainstay here. He comes to the baseball games. He's at all the football games.
Gary Scheide and our entire hard-working crew here at Larry H. Miller Park. I'm Spencer Linton saying goodbye for now. It's another Cougar winner.